Get ready to master your life and achieve your dreams with Lifestyle Mastery, the show that will transform the way you think about personal development, business, and entrepreneurship, and explores the fascinating world of self-improvement with the guidance of the renowned expert, Dr. Sheila Smith. From mastering your mindset to building a successful business, Dr. Smith and her guests will inspire, educate, and empower you to live your best life.
Welcome to Lifestyle Mastery, where we educate women on how to live their best lives possible. I am Dr. Sheila Smith. I am so excited to be with you today. Not even ready. Today, we have none other than Aurea McGarry. And let me tell you who this is. She is not only our president, but I got to read these accolades to you. She is our Limelight Network president. She is an Emmy award-winning TV show host. She is a TEDx speaker. She has a podcast called Get Celebritized, and she is also my friend. So I want to bring her up to the stage. I am adding her to the show. I am so excited. Meet Aurea McGarry.
Oh my gosh, better yet, meet Dr. Sheila Smith. Oh my gosh, your premiere show. I'm so honored and humbled.
Oh,
it's
no.
Okay. You're fine. It's a blooper. I've done that
it's
before.
It's my first show, guys.
I love it. She kicked me off, brought me back up. It's all good. But I'm so excited for you. Your first show. So proud of you. This Lifestyle Mastery show is going to be such a hit because, Sheila, you are such a professional in your own right. I cannot wait for the audience to get to know you and your guests, and the stories you're going to bring to the airwaves is going to be so phenomenal, because us women, we need to stick together. We need to share stories of triumph and resilience. And I have to say, I absolutely love that before you went on the air, you were saying a prayer and I was saying one with you, because you know, with all things, with God, all things are possible. So you are amazing. Break a leg tonight, Dr. Sheila. Here we go. Episode number 1. Here we go.
I am just so excited. You know, the reason why I wanted to bring you on first was because I wanted to provide inspiration to the women that are out there during these turbulent times. And I wanted them to feel what I felt when I first heard you, first saw you. I said to myself, oh my goodness. And I was in a clubhouse room. I just wanted to remind you of this story. And you were in the Breakfast of Champions. Mm-hmm. And I heard you tell your story. And the story impacted me so much, it made me cry. Aww. That made me want to go and research just who you are. And I just want you to share a little bit about yourself so that the audience can get to know our president, Aurea McGarry.
Oh, Sheila, thank you so much. Boy, I have to say, I've met such cool people on the audio app that we talk about a lot, which was Clubhouse. It's still a thing. And we've met people from all over the world over there. And we really leaned into each other during the pandemic when we couldn't get anywhere. And so many of us from all over the world opened up this app called Clubhouse. And we got to know each other, and we built relationships, and we heard each other's stories, and we pour into each other. And I just will always be a fan, always be grateful for that app. I'm still on it to this day. And I'm just so grateful for it. That, see, as women, as an entrepreneurs, even there's a lot of men over there too, celebrities, all sorts of people, we will find a way or make a way. And if the whole world shuts down, it's not going to shut us down. We found a way to connect with people. We found a way to keep our business off the ground or start a new one or pivot. So talk about lifestyle mastery. That coming together on Clubhouse was the mastery of resiliency. And now we have friends, like I said, worldwide. It's so cool. And I just love it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just really excited to be able to share stories now on this new Limelight Network. That is such another little girl dream come true, because your viewers and listeners may not know that I'm a cancer and domestic violence thriver. We've all been through stuff, and as women, we go over, under, around, or through, don't we? And
That's
we
right.
love to take people by the hand and say, hey, Sheila, you're going through this, been there, done that. Come on, let me help you. And then I may be going through something and you say, Aurea, I got you. And that's what your lifestyle mastery is going to be all about. So we'll dive in deep into some success tips if you like. But I'm basically, a woman born and raised in New York City. My little girl dream was to be a movie star, and life took turns. And I ended up, escaping domestic violence, losing my mom to cancer. I had cancer. They took out my vocal cord, told me I'd never speak again. But after that, I'm like 38 years old, long gave up my little girl dream of being a movie star. When they took out my vocal cord nerve, they told me I'd never speak again above a faint whisper. It would be impossible. But we all know that impossible to God means I'm possible to him. And he chose to give me my miracle of letting me speak again. I don't sing anymore. It's a lot of things. I'm limited, but I can get my point across. And I can win an Emmy Award for having a talk show after they told me I'd never talk. I can be a TEDx speaker at 60, when I was 60, and still told I'd never speak again. And all the things you see me do, all has to do because I'm able to talk when they told me I never would. And all of those great accolades happened after I was 40. So I'm so proud to be here with you, Dr. Sheila, to give women hope that greatness happens after 40, after 50, after 60. And I'm going to be like Betty White. And when I'm 98, 99 years old, I'm going to be kissing grizzly bears, giving them cupcakes, still having my own shows, because it's not over until it's over. And we're never too old. And we don't listen to what the world says is our diagnosis, because no matter what they're saying, God has a plan for you. So run with it and expect your miracles. What do you have to lose? Believe it anyway.
I so agree wholeheartedly. I know there's going to be some people out there wanting to know, how did you happen to land a TEDx talk?
That's a great question, Sheila, because that was a journey. I never even wanted to be a TEDx speaker, but I went from writing my book, I Won't Survive, I'll Thrive, about how I overcame domestic violence, cancer, and was very successful in business. That turned into a book tour. That turned into me doing my television show, because I love TV. It gave me my TV bug again, because I used to do soap operas in my teenage years in New York. And I wanted to tell the news good stories. There was so much bad out there. It was after 9/11. So this is leading me to the story. So I started doing my own show, won all these awards, won the Emmy Award, being a creator, talking about nonprofits, telling their stories. Then it was really hard to get sponsors. This was 2010, 2011, and we had that big crash. And I remember I met Tori Johnson from Good Morning America, and she goes, why aren't you doing women's events? You can find sponsors so much easier, because sponsors love to participate. They didn't really want to just put their name up on a TV show unless you're ABC, NBC, something big, right? Or the Super Bowl. But for the average PBS show and local shows, it's much harder to get a sponsor that way. She goes, but they love women's events. They love to be there. They love to be speakers. They love to be vendors. She showed me how to do it. That entailed, I did 12 of those Live Your Legacy Summits, some in Florida, some in Atlanta, through meeting people, engaging, networking. You never know what God has in store. The title of that series was Live Your Legacy Summits, about living your legacy. Through that, many years, fast forward, when we had the pandemic, I couldn't do them anymore. But a woman that met me at one of my events got the license to do a TEDx here in Atlanta. And she remembered me, and she reached out to me. So you never know who's watching, you guys. You never know whose life you're touching. It might not be tomorrow when you get the call. It could be 3 years down the road or 3 months down the road. She goes, Aurea, I'm doing a TEDx. I really, really want you to submit to be a speaker. I'm like, I am not a TEDx speaker. I love TEDx, but it's all about new ideas and, something creative, and they think about something in a different way. I'm like, I don't have any of that. I'm an inspirational speaker. I'll tell my story. I'll give you hope. Plus, Sheila, you didn't even know this, that in TEDx, you're not allowed to talk about 2 things. Politics, which I don't want to talk about, but you're not allowed to talk about religion. So how can I tell my story that I'm God's walking miracle without preaching, right? But she still really wanted me. She goes, no, we will get you the best speech writers. We know you've got it in you, because guess what the title of their TED Talks was? Because TED Talks all have themes. It's not about being in the city closest to you. If you want to do a TED Talk, TEDx talk, go to the one that's having the right theme for you. And this one was Seeding Greatness, all about living and leaving a legacy. Of course, I'm a perfect fit for that. That's what I do. So, but I had to hire a speechwriter, the best one in the business. She'd been with TEDx 10 years. Started it to say, okay, here's my story. How do we get a 9-10 minute TEDx talk out of this? There's nothing new in it. But what I found talking to her for months was when she walked through my story and how I was resilient, how I got through the murder of my dad when I was 15, how I escaped domestic violence, how all this stuff, right? She realized, she goes, wait, stop. You know what you just said to get you through that moment? That's a skill set. Most people don't think of that right away. And what I think was just second nature is a skill set to somebody else that doesn't have it. The way you get through life, Dr. Sheila, is something you might be thinking, oh, it's second nature. Doesn't everybody think like that? No. That could be a TEDx talk. What you're thinking, the way your mind thinks is like an aha moment for somebody else. So she was able to pull those moments out. And if you watch my TEDx, it is completely scripted from the stories that I told her for months. We took months on this, told her everything. She synthesized it into this 9-minute speech. That is my story, but I could have never written it. I would have been a run-on sentence, and I would have talked about God every 5 seconds. I would have been kicked off stage. God's good, praise God. They're like, no, get her off. But watch how I was able to put God in there without it being preaching. And I simply say something like, when they told me I'd never speak again, and then I was able to speak, I chose to believe it was a miracle. Very simple. It was approved. It was okay. So if you want to be a TEDx speaker, there's ways to pitch yourself out there, and there's ways to get coaches. I can help you as well. They can reach out to me as well. But the script writing is the most important thing. So it's not a ramble. It's not an inspirational speech. It's not a pitch fest. It is share. Their theme, their tagline for TEDx and TED Talks is sharing ideas. So it's something unlike anything you will ever do in your life, and it's got specific rules and landscape for it. So definitely reach out to somebody who's been there, done that, and why not you? If I could be a TEDx speaker, you probably can too if you position yourself correctly and get the right guidance and right person to say, let's turn this into something that's the TED style of speech and presentation. It's nothing like I've ever done before or will ever do again. I might do another TEDx, but there's no other stage in the world like a TED and a TEDx talk. It's really cool.
I think that will help a lot of people because people have those little girl dreams. And as I go across all the social media platforms, I see people wanting to do that. So I know that this will help a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Another thing that I wanted to just mention, one of the things that really also resonated with me was the fact that you dealt with domestic abuse. You dealt with the cancer. You dealt with a parent passing away from cancer. What are some of the things that you did to deal with those times, to get you through those times?
Yeah, we all go through stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was born with a lot of faith when I was little, and I always believed in God. So when I was 15 and my dad was murdered by the mafia, that was like my first big trauma. He was a multi-millionaire. We had everything. Yes, I had a silver spoon. I admit it. Born, the Upper East Side, Manhattan, skated with Dorothy Hamill. I had everything. But when I lost it overnight, that's when life in reality hit me. And I feel we're born with certain skill sets that come naturally to us. And then the rest we learn as we go. So that first trauma, I didn't have any skill sets to run on. I was 15. All of a sudden, my life goes from riches to rags. Most people rags to riches. Mine was riches to rags. We had nothing overnight. Nothing was left to us. It was just a whole big craziness. So I learned at that moment how to be resilient. I didn't learn it. I didn't have to go to school for it. It's like, okay, this is happening. And I realized inside me, I had this survivor mode, this survivor bone in my body that all I could think about, I didn't freak out. I didn't even cry yet. I mean, cried a little, but it was like my body went into survival mode. Yeah. My mom needs me. What do I need to do? How do we fix this? We're going to have to move out of our beautiful East Side apartment and do what? And then go to Queens. And where there was roaches crawling all over my bed. What do I do? I don't like this. I need to get back onto the city, back to Manhattan. So I became a problem solver. Looking back, I can see that now. I didn't know that I was going, but I realized it was innately in me. No no, like I can't take credit for that part. That just was, okay, I'm an action taker. Trauma happens. What do I need to get out of it? Then 6 months to a year later, I started processing, wow, my dad's not coming back. Wow, did that really just happen? And that's when I'll have more of my breakdown. When everybody's okay, and I've situated everybody, now I can process. And that's just the way I do it. There's no right or wrong. Other people may need to break down in the moment and then walk through it. But I just need to fix things quick and then I'll go back. So that was my first moment. When I escaped domestic violence, I really hung on to, I'd become more of a devout Christian. I counted more on God and the scriptures and faith and my friends to help me. That was really my mom that helped me through that. So I realized that moment, hang on to people that will help you. We all need people to help us through life. That's why one of my favorite stories in the Bible is Noah's Ark, because even the animals came to the ark, to the rescue ship, right? 2 by 2 and 4 by 4. They, God could have even just sent them all 1 by 1. Everybody just get on. But he sent them all 2 by 2. And he says that in the Bible for a reason. Like we all need to walk with each other to get on the boat so we don't drown. If good enough for the animals, good enough for me. I'm an animal lover. So people. And when I escaped domestic violence, my one key point I tell when I speak on domestic violence is keep your friends, find friends, reach out. Don't sit in silence. Tell somebody, talk to somebody, whether it's your pastor, your mother, your best friend, a sister, somebody that you can just rely on and count on. So should that time come when you're going to leave or escape or whatever's going to happen or fix it, maybe somebody can help you get counsel, whatever needs to be done. Every situation is different. You're not doing it alone. And through that, the same thing with my cancer, it was faith. Everybody was praying for me. I believed, okay, God, these are my cards. I was a really strong Christian during that period of my life, as I still am now. Okay, God, this is what I'm doing. It could be worse. They could be chopping off my arms and legs, or I could be a terminal. It could be, sorry, you've got 3 months to live. The diagnosis could always be worse. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna be able to talk. Okay, maybe that's a good thing. And I just prayed, okay, Lord, show me how to live my life without a voice, a vocal cord nerve. It's okay. Could be worse. Or give me back my voice and we'll move on. Either way, I'm good. They said I'm curable. Life's just going to be different. It's okay. I'm willing to learn whatever that means. And so God was really my partner to say, let's do this. So my faith really gets me through. People and faith really get me through everything.
That is awesome, because I want people to realize they can't do it alone. Mm-hmm. And if they do try to do it alone, they will get depressed. They will go really deep down into a bad place. And that is not safe for anyone. No. We are here to help and assist you. So I want to put up Aurea's information so that if you want to reach out to her, I want you to, oh, that's not her. Oh my goodness, I'm putting up.
That's all right. You can just put up the Limelight Network and they'll find me. There you go.
Wonderful.
Everybody can find me at Aurea McGarry Productions on Instagram. They can find me on Limelight. I'm updating my website, aureamcgarry.com right now, but it's there. So if you go to aureamcgarry.com, you can find me. But I'm pretty searchable. I'm right in the middle of all this new branding, all this new stuff. So it's like, oh, everything's out of date. It's all good because we all have to just grow and jump in and let the pieces come. I'm not that type that's all detailed that I don't make a move until every I is dotted and T is crossed. I'm a go-getter. I'm just like, I won this Emmy Award by jumping in. I want to tell stories. Didn't know what I was doing, except I had acting training. So I just started telling good stories. And in 1 year, 22 episodes, got on PBS, won an Emmy Award. You figure it out as you go. That's just me. It's not right or wrong. It's not for everybody. So it's just like this. Google Aurea McGarry, go to aureamcgarry.com. You'll find me.
and that's what's so good. And one of the things, what I've learned from Aurea is that very fact. If I were to sit and wait for me to get everything complete, this wouldn't be happening until probably 5 years from now. So I took a page. If so, right? So I took a page from out of your book. Just keep going.
And you're looking great. You're doing great. This is magnificent. Such fun. We're getting out really good tactical skills that women and even men that are watching can really utilize and learn. And even the teenager that might be watching and learning some skill sets that life happens. And always just don't disconnect yourself from people, because people always take you to that
Yes.
next level. You be a balcony friend and have balcony friends, which means those friends that are on the balcony that'll bring you up. So you need someone on your team, and you need to be a balcony friend. Good friends attract other good friends. So be a friend to have friends. And if everybody around you is negative and struggling, then you're going to be negative and struggling. Even if you only can find one person that's positive and that's on their way, that's doing something big, hang on to that person. Sometimes, though, Sheila, we've got to hire that person. If there's nobody in your life that's anywhere remotely to where you want to be, that's when you say, I need to reach out and hire a coach. I always have a coach in my life. There's always somebody beyond me that I need to make sure I hang on to, and they're teaching me where to go next, how to do it, how to scale. Because if I'm the smartest person in the room or the most successful in the room, that's not a good thing.
No.
You want to always be stretching your game, always having somebody else taking you to the next level. Then you take somebody else up to where you are, and it's constantly everybody's growing. So people are really important, and choose your friends wisely, and choose your mentors wisely, and choose your coaches wisely. What's your next best step you need to take to go further and closer to your dream? And Oprah said this, and I just happened to say this in another room today, but it came through my feed because, I follow Oprah, Tyler Perry. I love all the motivational, inspirational speakers, of course.
Yes.
Maya Angelou's. Who doesn't, right? And so it came up in my feed, and it was Oprah saying, most people never get to their dreams for one reason. And you lean in because you want to hear what Oprah says, right? She goes, because they don't know where they want to go. How can you get there if you have no idea where you want to go? She goes, most people truly don't know what they want in life or where they want to be. They're wandering around, not knowing. And so know where you want to go and be bold enough and brave enough to say, I want to be a Pulitzer Prize winner. I want to be the best and the #1 realtor. I want to be this, I want to be that, whatever it is, know it and go for it. And I've always learned, if you shoot for the moon and miss, you'll still be amongst the stars.
Oh.
But you can't get to the moon if you're not in orbit. So get in orbit.
People just don't believe that they can get there. So they don't want to feel disappointed in even hoping.
Oh, fail forward to success, for goodness sake.
Yes.
Fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail forward. If you're not failing, you're not trying. We all know this. That's nothing new. We really want to hear in Lifestyle Mastery to help you to master your life every week. Sheila, I know you're going to be on great people that are going to just say, hey, if I can do it, you can do it.
That's
because
it.
all are flesh and blood. We all have the same opportunities to do things, in the sense that if we want it bad enough, as long as we're not somewhere like, let's say, a third world country where you're just like things could be impossible, and there's no opportunity, then it's our job, I feel, to be successful, to give those opportunities to the people in the third world countries. Because the Bible does talk about there will always be poor. So I feel obligated that I always need to make more so I can help them, because God gave me the blessing of being born in America. Again, that's nothing I can take credit for. That's where he chose. I could have been born anywhere. Yes. And it does depend on where you're born to say how many opportunities do you have. But for the most part, if you're listening to this, you've got technology, you've got opportunity, and you can give back to the causes and charities and things that matter to you. And you can be a blessing to people. You can give books to people in Africa or Haiti or desks to the Tutu charity, just Reverend Tutu. They give desks to the kids who don't have a desk. Imagine America, we don't want a desk. I don't want to go to school, cut in school, but right. People in other countries, they would die just to go to school. You know what they do to have a book, a pencil, a desk, a teacher? And we're like, we could care less because it's all over the place. We hate school, right, in America. But other countries want that. So it's just people need it. Barbara Streisand, people who need people. I think we all do.
I wholeheartedly agree. And that's the purpose of why one of the reasons why I wanted to do the show is so that we can provide water. I have a nonprofit where we provide clothes and food for people in Atlanta as well as in Oklahoma. And I ultimately want to be able to provide water in Africa. So I believe also that we are here to be a blessing we are here to bless the people because we were made to be a blessing. And so I am so with you on that. And I just know that we'll be able to get the word out, and hopefully people will donate.
During this show, you can feel free to say the nonprofit. If you have a passion to give water to Africa, here's my website. Put up your nonprofit. That's perfectly fine, because if people want to give, they will. Have it at the end. Here we are training on how to have TV shows. Well, what all about when it comes to nonprofits, no holds bar. Everybody needs to know about more nonprofits. If you're doing something good and you're giving clean, fresh water to the people of Africa and children, absolutely let people know. That's not a sales pitch. That's a here, let's give back. Put it up. Let people know that's your premise. Watch the show and give clean water. We take that for granted every time we go and we grab clean water out of our faucet. You know, my friend Linda Gunter has Love Him, Love Them charity in Haiti. And when she was talking about, you know, they're just praying not to be murdered today when they walk out their door and they're 6 years old and they don't have clean water. So I look at my bottle of water and I say, wow, what a treasure. And we take it for granted. I can go to the faucet and get clean water. I can go get a bottle of water. I can get a gallon of water. I can get lemonade. I can get beer, wine, whatever I want. Not everybody has that. So just to give a bottle of water can change your life, because it's the only thing. I mean, food and water is the only thing we can't live without. And you can only last 3 days. I think it's 4 at the max without water. We can go 40 days in fast food, right. But water, we can't go without. That hydration we have to have. So you're saving lives. Good for you.
It's so important. And, you know, I never, what my goal is to teach people how to survive. And surviving for me is every single day having hope. And without hope, I wouldn't have survived a lot of the things that I've encountered, a lot like what you've encountered. And so I wanted to bring a type of show to women, men, if you're listening to you too, but mainly to those women over 40, to let you know life does not have to end at 40.
Oh, it just starts.
That's what I said.
At 40. And it gets better at 50, and it's a peak at 60, and I'll let you know what happens at 70, because I'll still be going. I mean, look at the people that are jumping out of airplanes at 80. I mean, wasn't it W. Bush that jumped out of the airplane on his 80th birthday? Now, I would not do that, but you can be darn sure I will be at the zoo getting kissed by grizzly bears, picking up cougars, playing with tigers. That is my jam. Swimming with swordfish, swimming with sharks. That'll be me. What do you all want to be doing when you're 80? Think about it now.
I'm not jumping out of any planes or anything like that.
No.
But I tell you, I just want to be able to go and travel.
Yeah.
And go and see things, see sights, see people. If there's a need, I want to be like Jimmy Carter, where he was just like still going for Habitat for Humanity just in his later years.
Mm-hmm. Very later years.
Yeah.
It's not over till you take your last breath, you know, so keep on going. Let me ask you a question, Sheila. With lifestyle mastery, what is like a key golden nugget about mastering your lifestyle? Give us a couple of key points, golden nuggets from you, because you are a doctor as well. So let's hear from you.
One of the things that allowed me to make it over a lot of different humps in my life is mind over matter.
If you don't mind, it don't matter.
That's right. Mind over matter, woman. Let me tell you, because if I didn't have the sense to know that no matter what I was dealing with was temporary, just know that in my mind, I would see myself out of the situation. No matter what the situation was, I would see myself on the other side of it. And that is the reason my mom taught me that at 8 years old.
Do you realize mind over matter, MOM, mom? Look at that.
You're brilliant.
I just heard that. I've heard that saying a million times, and it just came to me. And then you said your mom, I'm like, oh, well, that's just simpatico.
I got to put that in there somewhere. I don't know what, I got to use that.
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah, mom.
Mind over matter. That saved my life.
Yeah.
That term, mind over matter. It truly saved my life.
What's a tip? How do you do that? All right, so we know that, right? We're like, okay, but I'm stuck, or but I'm feeling depressed, or I know I can do this, but where do I start? How do I get out of it? How do I take action? If you want to, and you say, okay, mind, we're going over this. What do you do to take action to make it start happening?
Like you, I'm that type of person that will grieve later or reflect later. I just deal with whatever's in front of me.
Problem solve.
That's it. I have to. I have to problem solve. And then once I compartmentalize, I say, and I'm good for that. I'm like, okay, I can't be mad at you right now. We still got to get this done.
I'll get to you later.
Later. I will, and I won't forget.
That's your number.
I got it, and I won't forget. But I have to compartmentalize so that I can make sure that every single thing is handled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy to start. But I was a single parent because in my early years, I had issues with my ex-husband. So I didn't have the time or the luxury to grieve. I didn't have the time or the luxury to say, I don't want to go to work. I didn't have that luxury. So I had to put that on the back burner. I still had to go to work. I still had to mow my grass. I still had to take care of 4 children. I still had to do it.
That's a mom for you.
Huh?
That's a mom for you. That's a mom. So we don't have the luxury to quit. I've been saying that for decades. People say, Ray, how did you do this? How'd you get through it? Because what's my alternative? To quit? We don't feed our kids then. We have to lose our house. Everything stops when mom stops. So mom can't stop. Mind over matter. So we have to make things happen, because if it doesn't and we don't create solutions, then what is the alternative?
That's right.
And we have that innate ability in ourselves saying, we've got to figure this out because children are depending on us.
Yes.
And we figure it out.
Yes.
And then we get better at it. And then we hang on to each other and we do things together. But it's really, because what do we do? If we just sit back and do nothing, the world will roll us over. And then we wouldn't do that as moms. We just don't. We are sure thrivers because of our kids. And then we look back, and I look back a lot of times and say, I can't even believe I did that. I mean, who was I to come back and do a TV show, whatever? Who am I to look back? Well, oh, okay. So that happened because I was in that, mind over matter. Just got to make it happen. What can I do?
So for the people that don't have children to say, I got to keep going, then I would find a support group. Mm-hmm. I would find some good friends that really support you. Not friends that are
basement people, the balcony friends.
Yeah, you want those that are not going to be like those crabs in the barrel. You want friends that are going to help you rise.
Yeah, absolutely. You need that mentorship. You need that camaraderie. You need that breakfast of champions type of table.
Yes.
So you've got your family you have to hang out with or whatever, and you've got your maybe your social friends or whatever, but then make sure you surround yourself with people that are going to take you further.
Yes.
It's those business best friends, I call them, the BBFs, not the BFFs, BBFs, business best friends. They're in it. They get you. They're entrepreneurs. And you don't have to explain, why are you doing this? And what are you dreaming about? Don't you want to get a 9-to-5? They're already there. They get it. Y'all can talk turkey together. And you don't have to spend time explaining and making excuses for why you have this dream. It's like, yeah, I got you. You know who you need to know? And you know what so-and-so, somebody else did? They did this and they just rocked it. Oh, that's a great idea. And there's nobody there saying you're crazy. Why don't you get off the social media stuff? And what, are you going to start a podcast? Nobody's going to listen to you. Those people just negate, nope, never. Oh, nice to know you. Okay, move along. And you grab on and gravitate to those that can dream as well. Because dreamers and doers are making things happen. And all of us fall into that place where we're thinking, are we crazy? Yeah, probably. That's good. Enjoy it. Enjoy the crazy. Because our children, speaking of moms, since I know this platform is for women to really overcome. Our children do what we do, not what we say. We can say all day long, be successful, go for your dreams, live your best life. And mom is not, and mom is stuck in 9-to-5, unhappy, stressed, burnout. They're going to do that because that's all they see.
That's right.
So they see louder than we speak.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Actions. Oh my goodness. Wow. That, boy, somebody needs to tweet that out. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. And I wanted a place so that people can have community, feel like they belong, to be able to have somewhere to go so that they didn't feel isolated and alone. And I'm so glad. I want to, I feel like just clapping with excitement, because that's how I felt when I met you. So I want to reiterate what you had said. Find a mentor. To invest in self-development, invest in yourself. It is so important because I can't even tell you, if you're doing, let's stop. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
Amen.
So don't you want to change? Don't you want to grow? And
Yep.
if you've been doing the same thing,
why do you expect anything different? Keep going down the same road. Why do you keep thinking you're going to end up somewhere else? You end up in the same spot. You know,
Exactly.
if you're going to Kroger, you're on the road to Kroger, you're going to end up at Kroger. But if you want to get to Publix, you got to get off that road and get on the road to Publix. You know, make your choices.
Let's do something different.
Absolutely.
That I want to encourage people to do something different.
Absolutely. And here's another tip along the way I've learned is it's okay to be a copycat. Like saying I want to be like Oprah. I want to be like Tyler Perry or whatever. If you're copying the right cat. So get the right cat to copy. So when I'm not saying be the duplicate of somebody else, but say, hey, I want to be another Oprah. I want to be a Tyler Perry. And I say that because I love those people. Or if you're in real estate, you want to be like that number one realtor. So you're going to go do the things that they're doing. You'll still be you. Yes. You can do all the same things that realtor in your city is doing to be the best of the best, but you'll still do it your way with your personality. You might be harder at sales, softer at sales, but you can still say, okay, they advertise here, they spend this amount of budget. The tactical things that they're doing, you can implement and you'll still be you. You won't be a copy of that person, but you can copy their roadmap. Say, that's working for them. Why wouldn't it work for me? Because it's still, you'll be doing it in uniquely your way. But why would you say, well, I'll do this because everybody over here is not doing well. So let's all go over here and do that. No, copy the one that's above, that's doing it. You know, we can never be another Oprah or Shonda Rhimes or Steven Spielberg or Ron Howard, but you can be in that pool and doing your own thing and being well known for the same industry. But we don't need another Oprah. We don't need another Shonda Rhimes. No. But why can't you be writing for TV? You know, you've got all the cool writers up there and all the neat people that are doing it too. And we have millions of shows out there.
Yes.
And it's all good. We need everybody in the mix. So bring your talents to it. You know, I just thought of something. I don't know if you already have this, Sheila, but for lifestyle mastery, do you have an acronym for your mastery? You should make an acronym that really talks about what mastery is for you. And you can talk through, don't do it now. Like your M could be for mind over matter. A for action. S for sisterhood. Oh, I'm thinking them off the top.
Oh.
T for time management. E for experiences or whatever. R for revenue. And Y, you. It's all about you at the end. You're going to master because there is no other you. Y is for Y-O-U. The world needs you, so show up and be you. There you go.
Oh, my God. Let's put it back up. Let's put it back up. Let's put it back up.
Oh, gosh. I should have given you my associate tab. If anybody just wants to, chime into me, I just love people. The best place to get a hold of me is on Instagram, Aurea McGarry Productions. I have my link up there. So Aurea McGarry Productions on Instagram. Click there. I don't have it up. Oh, you have Aurea McGarry Productions. It's not .com, but it's on Instagram. And I'm happy to help. But I just love that creative part. I just love helping people think outside the box and make them the better you that they can be.
Be a voice, not an echo.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh.
I love that. I love that. Look at
a lot of times people don't want to do things because they say, oh, there's too many people doing this. There's too many people doing that.
There's no you doing it.
The nail on the head. It's your style. It's you're bringing to the table, but you're not reinventing the wheel.
Exactly. You're implementing. You could take that website off only because it's aureamcgarry.com, not productions, off of my website. But on that note is I have a program that it was very, very popular. I still do it. And it's Profit from Being You. Yes. And the YOU is big, sparkly, gold, glittery letters. Because in a nutshell, as we close up the show, because we're almost out of time, is be you, show up. Because no matter what you do, everybody has a crowded industry. Realtors, athletes, Olympians, football players, tennis players. I don't care what you do. There's somebody else doing it. So I don't think there's one career or anything we could do that there's nobody else doing it. Prayer warriors, anything. I mean, there's all these gifts, but the world needs you. And I'm going to quote, remember Marcus Black was on my podcast, and he's just an amazing inspirational speaker we know through Clubhouse. And he said at the end of the show, he said, the world is like a puzzle. And in that puzzle, you're putting all the pieces together. But have you ever gotten to the end of the puzzle and you're missing a piece? And you're like, darn it. And it doesn't matter if it's a corner piece, a border piece, a middle piece, a little, eyeball piece, or just a blank sky piece with 1,000 others of that same color. That little empty spot, if it's not filled, is aggravating that puzzle is not complete. And you're that piece that if you don't show up in this life, then that piece is empty and the world's not complete without you. So whether you're a piece of the sky or whether you're a piece of somebody's tip of their nose on that beautiful picture, the puppy's ear, whatever it is, we need it. Otherwise, God's looking down at the puzzle piece of the world saying, they're missing, they're not showing up. I gave them gifts. I didn't say they would be the only one that has that gift, but they uniquely can implement that gift like no other person today, yesterday, tomorrow will ever do. Our DNA is never duplicated. Exact as saying there never was you, there never will be another you. It's all you. So show up, get your blinders on and stop thinking there's somebody better, younger, cuter, smarter. No, there is no you. I don't care what you look like, what your education is or lack of. I don't care if you have teeth in your head or don't have it. It does not matter because the world doesn't have you unless you show up and show up in all your glory, whatever it is, because that puzzle is missing a piece if you don't show up. And that's what we're talking about, lifestyle mastery. Join hands, lock into those other puzzle pieces that say, I got you. Let's do this together. And that's what I love about Girl Power. That's why I love your show so much and you so much, because you're talking to women, because we inherently love to grab onto each other. And we say, hey, I'm going to the restroom. Who wants to come with me? Yes, we go to the restroom together. I mean, talk about, we all want, like, we can't handle that job on our own. Hey, come on. And 5 of us will get up from a table and go to the restroom together. Guys are looking at us. What do they do in the restroom together? They're always going together. We travel in packs. We're just saying. So this life travel in packs with great women that'll take each other up a notch for sure. So I hope that helps. Dr. Sheila, I'm so proud of you. So proud of this show. Premiere show episode number 1 and many, many, many more to come. You've got all the goods. I'm so excited to watch your show each and every week, Dr. Sheila. Dr. Sheila, I'm going to turn this around to you. I want you to give us the last words. Why don't you give us some words of wisdom from Dr. Sheila Smith on mastering your life? Take it away.
Today is our first and anchor show, and I hope that it inspired you, it encouraged you, it made you feel like there's someone in your corner. I want you to know that our links are here for you. Our links are on the screen. My link is on the screen. I want you to reach out to me. Even if you reached out, you missed Aurea's link, just reach out to me and say, hey, let me get to her. She is our president, as you heard, for a reason. We're so proud of her, and I want you to link arms with us and know that you yourself can do it, because we were examples and we got through it. You're going to get through it. And I'm so glad to be with you, and I look forward to being with you every week, this same time, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Lifestyle Mastery. So I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sheila, so much for being here. And you're going to have a great show, and people can watch on demand as well. So let's close up this show, our very first one. You can have the honors of saying goodnight or goodbye wherever you're watching, because people will be watching the same episode years to come at all different times of day or night. So I'm going to let you close out. Thank you for having me so much, Sheila. Totally appreciate it. It's been an honor and a privilege.
Pleasure's all mine. And thank you for staying with us today and listening to our wisdom. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Lifestyle Mastery with Dr. Sheila Smith. We hope that the insights, tips, and tools shared in this episode have inspired and empowered you to take control of your personal and professional life. Remember, personal development and entrepreneurship are a journey, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Keep applying the strategies and techniques you've learned, and never stop striving for your dreams. We'd love to hear from you. Please share your feedback and success stories on our website or social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to Lifestyle Mastery for even more expert insights and inspiration. Thanks again for being a part of our community. We look forward to continuing this journey of growth and success with you. And we'll see you again on our next episode.